It looks like they are going to be able to clear those mines alongside. Ooh, that Reaver got squashed by those tanks. I'm surprised that Cal dropped it knowing that those tanks were in position. I think he had a pretty good spot on them. In the meantime, yeah, the Vultures have been cleared out. Those bases have been cleared out. So it looks like Cal's going to try to catch up economically. Turret going down the backside just to make sure that Reaver can't maneuver up to that area. So 4 factories down. Keep in mind there's also proxy factoring the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Now that armory going down. That forge, keep in mind, was up way early for Cal. I don't think he's gone the upgrade route at this point. And I still cannot believe that Canata has not gone for those gateways. Citadel of Fadoon going down in the meantime. 2 shuttles. Looks like Cal might do something like we saw with Best, going with that speed upgraded shuttle push across the board. He's got those 2 shuttles loading up. He might be going for just kind of a concentrated push here with just 2 shuttles. Vulture again, just single Vulture is doing a lot of scouting here for Canata. He's been relying mostly on that. I don't think he's got his academy down here in the meantime to deal with this, and still, I'm still flabbergasted that he has not gone after those gateways in the middle of the map. He's just letting Cal have them. And honestly, I don't think you can ever give your opponent an inch. And now we're going to see a drop backside. Let's see if you see that second shuttle. I don't think with those 2 shuttles that single turret will be enough. And actually, I think that 1 turret should be able to sneak in. He is going to be able to get a Reaver drop there. And this is interesting. If you can see, Canata has built his supply depots a little too close together. We'll see if Cal decides to go after those. No, he is going to go after the economy. These Vultures aren't going to get it done. He needs to get some tanks backside there. Nice Zealot drop to block that Vulture off along the mineral lines. And now a couple SCVs getting taken out as well. But I think this is going to be... So I think this is going to get stopped at the moment here, and maybe it'll pull back and kill that SCV. Yeah, going to be able to kill that SCV before it produces anything. But there's still that second drop shuttle alongside, keep in mind. I think once that second drop shuttle pushes up, Cal's going to be able to take a lot of those supply depots down. And I think a lot of those supply depots, just because Reavers, like, let's just say 3 Reavers in the back of that base, heck, even 2, you can take down those supply depots very quickly. And that's going to be, and as you can see, it looks like he's loading up those shuttles now. That's a pretty big hit to Canata's supply. Canata not going to be able to keep up economically, and then if Cal has a large enough force alongside, he is going to be able to push into Canata and essentially not necessarily take the game, but at least get a strong foothold. Still, that proxy factory in the bottom left-hand corner, Cal has not spotted that out. Supply depots going down. It looks like Canata has realizes kind of the vulnerability back there. So getting some supply depots towards the front door. But now, yeah, here comes this Reaver drop. Still, it looks like he's going to lose at least 6 supply depots if this goes according to plan for Cal. And now, as you can see, he's gathering up his troops. He is going to push in and attack simultaneously to the south and just try to inflict as much damage to the supply. So basically, Canata cannot rebuild. And it looks like he is going to be able to get some free hits here. Zealots are going to be able to get in proximity on these tanks. Going to take a lot of tanks out. Dragoon's going to be able to take a lot of these Vultures out alongside. So Canata a little bit distracted. As you can see, he's lost all those supply depots, also taking out a couple SCVs, and still those gateways in the middle of the base. That's kind of crazy. This is kind of a darker, weird, kind of a off-color view of Kanata's first-person view. As you can see, he's trying to deal with an attack on multiple fronts, and I wish we could get a look at his supply. I wish they would tell us what his supply was. It doesn't look like it's in the red if you look in the upper right-hand corner, but at the same time, he's not going to be able to build the amount of troops that he would want to. Nice drop along the escape route. He's going to get a couple SCVs there. It's a Vulture up on the cliffside trying to do some damage, and Cal pushing in with this attack. Actually, I think he should just back off at this point. I don't think he needs to push this in. I think he's done enough damage. Just go and expand economically. SCV's off the line to help in this defense here. Just it looks like 3 Dragoons, I'm sorry, left alongside to push this off, but I think Canata is going to be able to fight this off between those SCVs, the tanks, and whatever else not. Now I think it's Cal's opportunity. I think he should just expand, take an economic push. I don't think he needs to push in with these Zealots. Looks like he is going to continue to push in with these Zealots. I think he's getting a little greedy now. But Canata, yeah, not in a good shape. I would say Cal is firmly ahead despite a very rocky opening. I thought Canata would have actually ended it by now, but not seizing the opportunity, I guess it just didn't spot out those gateways initially, which is, again, surprising to me. Very surprising to me. And now, as you can see, that shuttle starting to push up alongside, and that's a lot of mines. That is a lot of mines, and no observer alongside. Looks like the observer was already behind the tank, so a lot of those Zealots just getting raked over. These couple tanks are going to be taken out, but just that single Reaver and those 2 Dragoons, I don't think are going to be able to push this off. Not with reinforcements coming down. Yeah, they're going to have to get they're going to have to back off, get kicked out. And I think a lot of that would have been better as a defense force. I think Cal actually could have taken over basically half the map at this point. He probably could have put down 2 additional Nexus, in my opinion, after that supply depot hit. But now that supply is right back up. Canada's going to be able to run right back into him, and now Canata can actually kind of, he's got a science facility up, I assume for upgrades, and maybe he's producing science vessels at this point. Looks like he has about 7, keep in mind 8 gateways, because he has that single proxy gateway, or sorry, gateways, factory. He still has that single factory in the bottom left-hand corner, trying to get his economy back up. Now the vultures come out, and these vultures can just be, they're, again, very powerful on Othello. A lot of room for them to move around. I almost feel like a Protoss opponent is better off just putting down a 2 or 3 cannons as well as a pylon before ever worrying about an additional nexus kind of out in the field, which again is an extra cost, but just because vultures are so fast, they can just move all over the place. Now finally Canata going after that barracks, 2 gateways in the middle of the map, and now a dropship produced on the opposite side for Canata. We'll see if this gets spotted out by Cal. We'll see. He's probably going to go for a drop in that secondary. There's actually a lot of places he can drop, and maybe he'll be able to. Cal will be able to sniff this out. We'll see. This could be very effective though, because as you can see, it looks like Cal's pretty distracted, trying to clear mines out in the field. And we'll see it's just a single dropship though, and probably just 2 tanks. There's also that shuttle on the other side for Cal. Cal going to be able to use that shuttle to drop Reavers all over this, and he has already got a shuttle in position. It looks like. So I think he has somehow sniffed this out. I'm going to assume that's Observer. Attack going into the 9 o'clock location, taking out a couple probes, about 2 or 3 probes, but it looks like they're getting stuck behind that mineral line, and now the cannon going to be able to clean it up along with those dragoons. Yeah, that drop getting immediately sent back because 2 dragoons in that position. So Cal had to spot that out with an observer somewhere in the map, maybe at the upper location. Now he's got some observers bring out. He's already cleared. He's done a good job clearing. His main's getting a little bit thin, so he needs to think about expanding again because he's down to 2 bases versus 2 bases for Canata as well, but that Zealot is freaking out. Just kind of zipping back and forth like a little yo-yo there. But the main is still producing for Canata. He's got a secondary, and also the units are cheaper, more powerful. Vultures are very cheap, very efficient units. There are 2 armory down in the meantime, and it looks like he's just going to clean up these gateway, make sure that another pylon can't be put down. Putting down a couple mines and then ignoring it. Otherwise, that is going to be a spot for Cal, though, knowing that 9 o'clock position once again vulnerable. He's going to have to move troops down. This is the problem, though, at the moment for Cal. He's got kind of a mobility issue. Looks like he's going to load up Templar, maybe for a storm drop here. Probably right there. Cliffside, that's a pretty good spot, right underneath that engineering bay, and just drop Cliffside. In the meantime, looks like Canada's going to drop at this additional expansion that's going down for Canata, the inside 9 o'clock, or I'd say 8 o'clock position. Cal pushing up an attack. He's bringing that dropship to clear that up. I don't think that Nexus was taken down. It doesn't look like even Pylon's been taken down in the meantime. And it doesn't look like Canata was in a position with those tanks in siege to really load them back up, and some Dragoons pushing alongside, seeing if they can... Ooh, single Dragoon goes down. Doesn't look like they're in a position to take that dropship out, though. More Vultures starting to push up. Looks like they're creating kind of a dividing line in between those two, and they are going to get a spot. That shuttle is going to spot them out, though. Now pushing up the secondary. I don't know if... Ooh, Psystorm going off all over those Vultures, though. And I think that Templar does get taken out, but it does do a